Welcome. This is the Predator World 10-Ball Championship presented by CSI and sponsored by Predator, the only WPA-sanctioned World Championship to take place on U.S. soil. We have a great second-round match for you with Sanjin PEHLIVANOVIC and Koping Chung. This is George Teacha in the booth with Mark White, bringing you the live action at the Rio All Suites Hotel and Casino in Las Vegas. Mark, good morning.
Good morning. It's always nice to start the morning off with a little bit of a laugh. Just as we were about to go live, you said something that made me chuckle. You said, "Oh, well, here goes the hairdo." When we put our headphones on, it's exactly, and you don't have the problem I have because I put gel in mine, and as soon as I cram, they stick to my head. My headphones, they're on for the day.
Well, what a match we have. Sanjin has won the break, the Bosnian from Herzegovina. He's got the best name in life. It's the longest name, I think, on the tour, and it's PEHLIVANOVIC. 12 letters. Kind of have fun saying it. And Koping Chung. Koping Chung is actually the winner of the inaugural World 10-Ball Championship in 2019. I believe he defeated Joshua Filler right here in this arena.
Yep. Talking about their names, it looks like they never had enough letters left over to spell Koping Chung's name. He's just called PC Co. That's not very nice, is it?
They've changed that with the Co brothers. I don't know why they did that, but their Fargo rates. Sanjin PEHLIVANOVIC, $7.99. Koping Chung, $8.14. This young man is from Bosnia-Herzegovina. World 9-Ball under 17 champion. You know, some of the names that we see now playing in these championships are some of the names that he competed with. For instance, Robbie Capito, fine Filipino player, back in the juniors. They competed against each other, and here they are years later. And it's kind of like the new wave of pool players. They're all 20 years old. I mean, how many 20-year-old do we have, 20, 21, 22, that are 800 Fargo rated? They're top-notch players. We had our champion from the last tournament, Victor Zielinski. Wow. I mean, just on and on and on.
I don't know what you did after the game last night, George, but I went and watched Jason Shaw against Roman Hebler, and what a match that was. Went hill, and Roman Hebler won it, 8-7.
Yes, that was an exciting last game. There was a little safety battle. I was watching it from across the room. Yeah, I saw that.
I did spy you in the audience.
Mm-hmm. This is a race to 8. It's the first stage of a 2-stage tournament. The second stage, the final 32 players, will be single elimination, and it'll be a race to 10. Meanwhile, the first few days, it's a race to 8, and it's double elimination.
Yeah, some big names already pushed to the losers' side. Or the one-loss side, I should say. I don't like calling them losers.
I don't either. I think one loss or B side is a rather adequate term. And did you have some big names for us? Tony Robles, one of our commentators, won last night in a hill match against Bader Alawaldi.
Yeah, that's a great result.
That's a good win for Tony, yes.
Bader, of course, was runner-up in Wisconsin to Alex Kazakis.
Meanwhile, Chung, of course, is sponsored by Taiwan Typhoon, ZenQs, and we came to find out that Taiwan Typhoon is actually a club, billiard club, that a lot of them belong to, many of them belong to. PEHLIVANOVIC is a Predator pro. You know, you guys ought to look him up on Wikipedia. He's got a nice article called The BH Miracle Child. Started playing pool at 10, 11 years old. And I don't know if he was a mentor, but his hero, Ralph Souquet, pats him on the head at 11 years old. And a few years later, Sanjin beats him. And what a thing to beat your idol in a match in a major tournament.
Yeah, Ralph Souquet in action at the moment, as are 12 other tables. Got 14 tables here, all of them being used now for this 128-man field. And as the scores come in, we will relay them to you guys. Nice to have you with us again. If you'd like to ask any questions, George is the brains of the operation. You can ask him a question. God help us.
We're in trouble. But keep in mind, folks, that this is $226 in prize fund, $60,000 to the winner. There's no early 10s, no 10s on the break. They are players here in the arena, pro arena, are on the 30-second shot clock.
A couple of results to bring you from last night if you haven't caught up with us. Mieszko Fornczewski lost 8-3 to Mark Bijsterbosch from the Netherlands, and Michael Schneider beat Hunter Lombardo 8-5. Hunter was playing very well yesterday.
He played well throughout the first tournament we played in the Alpha Las Vegas Open, too. He's coming along well.
So safety here. Now, nice behind the set 4 ball. Has he made it? I think he has.
Yeah, he wanted to check. Did I get there? Gives it a little peek.
And I've had a lovely message from somebody explaining, a Chinese friend actually, explaining to me. Well, actually, he's not. He's Singaporean, but he's got big connections in China and lots of Chinese friends. And he's given me the exact explanation of why their names are the way round that they are.
Okay.
I remember yesterday you saying that it's the family name and it's out of respect, and I think it is along those lines, but I'm going to, when we get time, George, I'm going to go through that.
Okay.
I've got something else special for you today as
Oh,
well.
boy. Oh,
well,
boy.
we've had Las Vegas fun facts. Well, I've found about 100, I promise not to do them all, 100 fun pool facts.
All right, give us your top 10, okay?
I
Stay
will.
away from the whole 100.
Throughout the day, I'll knock off a 0.
We'll be like, is it Jay Leno's top 10, or what was that? Or is it Jimmy Fallon?
I don't know.
It's one of the top 10.
I'm from the wrong side of the pond, George, remember?
Well, I'll try to keep that in mind. This is early in this tournament. Like I said, this is a second round winners match. There are some that have tasted defeat and gone over to the one-loss side. But there's some that are pretty happy with where they're at. Or some that are happy to be where they're at because maybe a shot here, a shot there, they got away with murder. I see John Schmidt back there. And, you know, we have the BCA World Championships and the USA National Championships. And I want to give a little shout out and wish some good luck to some guys from Louisiana, the Blind Squirrels from Louisiana. Good luck, guys. Play well.
I don't give them a lot of hope if they're called the Blind Squirrels.
That's their name, the Blind Squirrels. That's why I could not resist bringing them up. You know, you get some people, hey, do this for me, and you can't please everybody. But when they come up with a name like Blind Squirrels, you know, even a blind squirrel can find a pool table, right?
I was actually helping CSI out in the office during my downtime just to get ready for this event, and I came across lots of
good names.
Very good names, yeah.
Yeah.
A lot, most of them I can't mention on air, of course.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, he's overcut that and scratched in the corner. Look, wow.
It's funny when Sanjin PEHLIVANOVIC was walking into the arena, he had a sweatshirt on and he walked right by me, and all I could think of was Dolph Lundgren in Rocky IV.
You will die.
I must crush you.
Well, he'll be trying to crush a coat today.
Yep.
It's not the same knockout, but it is a KO, George.
Yeah, good play on words.
So, Ko Ping Chung
at the table. This is moving a little slow. You know, especially that we're on the time clock. It just feels, maybe I'm just ready to really get going here. Get in rhythm, and so it seems slow. Now see, here we go. The top 10 was David Letterman. He'd have his top 10. Thanks, guys. I can always depend on you to back us up.
Right into the eyes. Go Ping Chung there. Focused. If you had to choose one of them, George, which one do you think is the best? No, he's the best co.
The best. Oh, the best co. You know, I really haven't watched enough of him play. I watched this young man play. He played fantastic when he won here against Filler. They are kind of almost a spitting image of the style of play, the way they approach the table, their mannerisms at the table, and their skills. Of course, I think. Well, the older Ko Ping Yi and Ko Ping Chung are more settled in, more seasoned than Ko Ping Han. So I would probably put them in order of. It's a toss-up between Chung and Yi, and the Han has to develop.
But he can beat these two at darts, though.
He is a champion, isn't he?
He certainly is. World champion. Imagine that.
Darts champion, and he's, I forgot how old he was. He's like 20. This one's 27. Ko Ping Han.
So this
24.
Then. This temple, we're going to go for a quick break, and we'll be back with rack number 3. In he goes. See you soon, guys.
We are back from our commercial break with Sanjin PEHLIVANOVIC to break the balls. Third game of the first set. Oops. It's not the first set. It's a race to 8. Our tournaments have run together.
You frightened the life out of me then. You just woke me up, George.
He's on the hill. Our last tournament we just did here a couple days ago was the Alpha Las Vegas Open, which is part of the Pro Billiard Series and leads into this World Predator World 10 Ball as the top, I believe, 6 ranked players get a free invite into this tournament for 2023. And there's 6 events that lead into that. There's ranking points for that. The tournament, it's a combination of tournament points and Fargo rate. And they add those up as they go along, and there is a ranking for that, which you can find at probilliardseries.com.
Oh, he's got to watch himself here. He's okay. He's young and athletic. I couldn't make my back do that, George. I'd have to have a fortnight off.
You won't have to, because you're not out there playing. You're in a nice, comfortable chair.
Actually, I'm thinking of playing in one of these, in not this one, of course, but in one of the Pro Billiard Series. It's one of my ambitions. I want to play that. I want to get my Fargo up to 600.
There you go.
And I want to play. And I had the pleasure last night. Do you remember the young Japanese kid that was playing on the outer tables yesterday?
Oh, he was very young.
He's fabulous.
Oh,
He's 14 years old.
Go ahead.
Terrific young talent. And Esteban Robles from Alpha Coin and myself, we played him and his friend Scotch doubles. And I'm not going to say who won because I don't want to show off. What a great effort that was.
It is so much fun to interact with the players. That's one of the things that if you're at home and you're not part of this CSI International Expo, I'm sorry, but you're missing out, because you can interact with these pros. They get on the tables just like you and I do, folks, and they hit balls, and they'll hit balls right alongside. They're in the booths, over at the Predator booth, at whichever booth you might choose. They have tables there, and they're easily accessible to sign autographs, take pictures with. If you're a pool aficionado or a pool fan and you have a favorite player, you're going to find them here, because there was 192 of them in the Alpha Las Vegas Open, and there's 128 of them here right now. I should have said right now, right here.
That was Fat Boy Slim, wasn't it? Right here, right now.
I forget who that was, but it just came to mind.
Oh, look at this. Did he get enough English on it? No, didn't get behind it.
He's left an opening for the young PEHLIVANOVIC.
Sanjin and Alex Kazakis are very, very close, and Sanjin actually describes Alex as his dad.
Oh.
On the pool circuit.
Alex is like 30, in his 30s.
Yeah, I think he's 40.
Low 30. I can tell you real quick.
Come on, George. You should know this, mate.
I can't keep it
Oh,
all
look
in my
at this.
head.
Anything you can do, I can do better. He's going to get right in behind the 10. Great shot.
He is 30.
No. Alex Kazakis is 30?
Yep.
Wow. I reckon he had 2 paper rounds when he was a kid.
So he was a rather active 10-year-old.
Yeah, I didn't mean literally. Before anyone starts getting on me.
I realize that. you got to have fun with it. One of the things we're trying to do is kind of entertain you.
He made a nice contact, George, but 3-ball catching the 6 has left a sitter for Sanjin.
We're tied at 1 in this race to 8. And the cue ball got a little messy, so John will give it a cleanup. Some of the chalk they use sometimes sticks to the ball.
It's funny you mentioned chalk, because I looked earlier and Ko Ping Chung was playing a shot, and he's one of the few people I've seen using a square block of chalk, the old master.
Mm-hmm. Well, Predator has their own chalk, and Predator has their own table. As you can see, we're playing on the 9-foot, one-piece slate Predator table with the Predator cloth. This is a new version of the Predator cloth. It's been worked along and improved and improved and improved.
Has it been improved, George?
Yeah, I think it's been improved. You know, they're still experimenting. They just started getting into the table business and the cloth business, and it's an evolution, and they're evolving rather well.
Well, this is nice. Can just drop this in and finish perfect. 28 ball.
You know, I wish I could read, as I kind of look at the chat every once in a while, I wish I could read all the comments in what appears to be Taiwanese or Chinese. I have no idea what they're saying. They just called me whatever, and I have no idea. But more than likely, they called you that name, not me. Three balls to take a lead, an early lead. Because as we know in this alternate break format, things can get righted up real quick. Or leveled, as you like to say. I'm sorry, I had to laugh at something I just read. I might share it later.
So in it goes. Now then, George. Message I received about Chinese names.
Okay.
Now he tells me, as the last names are common and it is one syllable meaning, like my last name is Tan, for example, and the given name can have more syllables in it. As told by my mum that the more strokes in writing your given name, the more longevity you will have in life. That's the basic of what I understand Chinese names are. Do you get that?
Yeah, so does that mean the Koch brothers aren't going to have a very long life?
I don't know.
And how do you tell at birth? Oh, you know, maybe it's your ancestors there. They didn't live long lives.
All I can say is Sanjin PEHLIVANOVIC is going to be around forever.
12 letters. And Herzegovina is even longer, I think. Is that 12 letters or 13? But we've had some. I actually, the first time I saw Sanjin's name, I said, okay, and I just practiced and practiced it. And to get it just right, and it just flows so well. PEHLIVANOVIC.
Yeah.
You know, it's.
Here's a quick question for our listeners and viewers. Whose name is worth more? I know it's not really allowed names in Scrabble, but whose name is worth more on a Scrabble board? Is it Konrad Zizishin or is it Sanjin PEHLIVANOVIC? Let us know.
Well, the young PEHLIVANOVIC is 20 years old. His opponent is 26 years old.
So nicely on the one ball here.
And you know that's a good testament to the training that they get as juniors, because as I mentioned earlier, a lot of these guys have competed with each other on their under 17 European leagues. They've won European championships against each other. And here in the States, our junior program isn't quite what it needs to be to keep up. It really isn't.
You don't have, like we have the Euro Tour, you don't have a tour that keeps your players playing, in tournaments all the time. They do a lot of traveling abroad for tournaments.
Well, we didn't used to have a tour. Guess what's come along with CSI and Predator? We have one now, 6 events throughout the course of the year, and it culminates into this World 10-Ball Championship. So little by little, hopefully we get there, but what we need to do is develop, teach, and train our youngsters here in the USA.
So nicely on this 2, a little draw for 3. Now then, will he go in to the 9-5 here and risk it and just hopefully glance off it and play up for the 4?
I don't know if he can risk it, unless he can be sure to catch the side of the 9-ball and slide the cue ball up by the side pocket. And it's laying real nice for that. So let's see if he does this. No, he didn't. He feels like he can just get over by the 6-ball to have the angle to pocket the 5 and come right there and come over for the 6 after that. That's actually probably the safer way. But he had good position there if he wanted to address it. He wanted to move it.
Yeah, also the possibility of a combo on the 9, of course, in the top left, should it come to that. But looks like he can get on it, George. Centre table somewhere. somewhere by the 6th ball.
You know, and in my comments I just made about the junior program in the U.S., someone says, I have to disagree, they're an all-time high. Yeah, an all-time high is probably a quarter of what gets done in Europe.
Well, it's a start, you know, and there are a lot of people doing a lot for the juniors now. So I agree with him to a certain extent. You know, small steps. In the past, it hasn't been like that, but things are certainly picking up now in the US on the junior side.
Yes. Yeah, in fact, I got to help with one in Tucson. You know, we put one together there. And it seemed that the juniors we attracted just did not, it was entertainment for them. Oh, did he?
Well, it hasn't turned out too bad.
Oh, he's okay. It looks like you can see it.
Yeah,
that could have
gone horribly wrong.
Yeah, he didn't want to hit that 9 ball, but of course, when you're moving the ball back and forth on a pretty tight line, that can happen.
His shot reminds me of a cross between a 9 ball and a 10 ball. Oh, he jumped around on that. Wasn't a nice clean hit. And look at this, George, as he got away with it.
Got away with what? He's left him straight into the 6. Easy position on the 7. The 8 ball and 9 ball are stop shots. So I'm sorry, but if you don't get out here, your chances of winning this match aren't very high. Ping Chung here playing with the Zen Cue. And his opponent over there with the Predator Pantera. Beautiful cue.
Wow.
A lot of turquoise in it. Just a beautiful, beautiful cue. Breaks with the BK Rush. And jumps with the Air Rush. Well equipped. I've seen a couple comments like this come through.
So let's just go around the room very, very quickly. Sanjin PEHLIVANOVIC's dad, Alex Kazakis, is 3-0 up against Alex Pagulayan. Victor Zelensky is 2-1 down against Robbie Capito. Omar Al-Shaheen 3-1 down against Ali Al-Obaidi. Blaine Barkas, well, this is a real good battle, this is. Blaine Barkas against Blake Baker.
Brett Baker. Or Blake, yeah, Brett Baker, isn't there?
Blake Baker. 4-0. Ralph Souquet is 2-1 down to Pedro Botta, your friend. Jeremy Sose is 1-1 with Radoslav Babica. Skylar Woodward 3-2 down to Daniel Maciel. Mika Immonen 4-2 up against Corey Jewell. Jonas Suto level 3-3 with Mateus Schnigoki. Donnie Mills 3-2 up against John Schmidt. Darren Appleton 2-1 down against Sharik Sayed.
And these two trading blows on their breaks. Each one has held serve or held break, but neither one has done it without letting the other to the table. So
that one ball, sorry, George, getting bumped around like a pinball.
Yeah.
And look where it's left. Look at the 1, 2, 3.
Tied at 2, and no one's won 2 in a row, and they've each held their break.
I think he can just draw back for the 2 into the same pocket off of this, can't he?
Or follow it.
Or
play
follow
the 2
it,
in the opposite, yeah. Whichever's easier for him. Whichever he can get the best angle on the 2 to make sure he stays there for the 3. And not get tree-topped on the 7 there. He didn't. He just... This looks good. a run like this, you know, unless the cue ball gets away or you miss a very makeable shot, it's elementary, my dear Watson.
Well, there's a few in the arena enjoying this first match of the day. We've got 5 for you. This one, and then one at midday, one at 4, 6 and 8 o'clock. And it's all free to watch on billiards.tv and YouTube. And if you need any more information, go to usprobilliardseries.com. And there's everything you need to know on there. Nice use of the rail there. Played it beautifully.
And a couple of comments I saw in the chat, you know, talking about these guys play like APA 3s and things like that. Well, when your Fargo gets to 800, tell me about APA 3s. Sometimes the equipment, sometimes the day, sometimes the arena and the lights and the people, and just getting started.
Sense you'll get a little bit angry there, George. You're getting a little bit angry.
Well,
did they poke the bear then? Did they?
I get a kick out of 400 Fargos criticizing 800 Fargos. These guys can play, but there is a range, and they have to settle in. Doesn't appear they have yet.
Yeah, never easy. First match of the morning. Pool players renowned for not wanting to play too early. But if you want the bigger prize funds, we need more players. And that means, well, there's only so many hours in a day, George.
Yeah, so you better be able to play early and be able to play late, and you better be able to stay late.
Yeah.
And he's going to follow this through. And
we are going to go for a short break after this 10, George, but we promise to come back, don't we?
Mm-hmm.
Of course we will. In it goes, Co leads 3-2.
Finally took Sanjin's break and has a break of his own. He can easily go to a 2-game lead. And that's what the alternate break leads to. Hold and serve, holding your break.
Just want to mention, I did mention last night that Shane Van Boning would be on the TV table at 10 a.m. this morning playing Jason Theron. It's been moved, that match. It will be the next one on this table at midday. So Shane Van Boning, Jason Theron, midday. Showdown, high noon.
What a break by Coe. It got kissed twice right into the corner pocket. Looked like he was going to have a little fun with this one, but that last kick proved deadly for the ball. It went right down the drain.
Can you see any problems here apart from that shot he's just played?
Well, the shot he's just played, it's just a matter of making it with a little bit of low English and coming right above the 5 for the 4 on the side or the corner, whichever way he ends up. And everything's open. It's just a matter of making this shot.
Nicely done.
Yeah, he's got an angle where, oh, he's perfect. Dead perfect. He'll probably just stop it right there, come off the rail for the 6 after making the 5, and everything's, toughest shot's going to be the 8 to the 9.
And the team events have started in the BCA and USA pool leagues here, and the room is absolutely packed. Great atmosphere. You know, I was just thinking, I have 2 brothers as well, and how lovely it would be if we'd all been really good at a sport and travelled around the country playing it together. It must be really nice, George, to have your brothers with you, your siblings going around doing what you love.
Well, especially you train together, you know, you grow together in the sport you all love. Saw a comment regarding Jimmy White. Learned a lot from him right here in 2019 when we did the Predator World 10 ball. First time to commentate with Jimmy White and with Jeremy Jones. Boy, was I in heaven. What a thrill that was.
Yeah, Jim's a great guy.
Yes, he is.
He was hopefully going to be here, but he had other commitments that he couldn't get out of. That's another one of my bucket list. I want to commentate with the best, but you'll do for now, George.
You have no choice. And he's in the perfect position to go for the 9. And he can get, you know, just off the rail so he can keep the cue ball off the rail for the 10. You don't want to be where the 9 is now to shoot this 10. You want off the rail at least, what, 5 or 6 inches?
Yeah, something like that.
So just keep from getting straight on this 9 ball. And he has, because when it hits that rail, it's going to ease off.
I'm going to get my tape measure out in a minute.
Look at this. That's perfect.
That's absolutely perfect, yeah.
Yeah, you don't want to be straight in on shots like that because you want the cue ball off the rail. And a great example of that was Alex Pagulayan missing a winning ball because he was on the rail and a shot just like that.
Well, talking about long names, George, we've got Conrad Musician playing against Yuki Akagurama, and it's 4-3.
Yeah.
And it's 4-3 to Musician at the moment.
Wow.
So in it goes. Just before, you know, I've got this big water bottle here. It's bigger than the average water bottle. And I went by the table just over to my left where Sky Woodward was preparing for his match this morning. And I was filling it up at the water fountain, and Sky shouts over, "Hey, leave some water for somebody else, man."
Sky's always having fun. He is a pleasure to be around. He really is.
He certainly is. I've become to know him quite well, and his mum Deborah and Ashley and little Dax. We have a little play together, chucking the ball for him, and that's Skylar. I chucked the ball for, and he choked. Not Dax, Skylar.
I was doing commentary with Tony Robles right here for the Alpha tournament, the Alpha Las Vegas. And Skylar was in the playing, and we were commentating on the match. And 2 or 3 times, I called Skylar Billy. And Tony would look at me, "Billy?" Billy? And so I told, I haven't told Skylar about that, but I told Billy as I walked by him one time. He just started laughing and shook his head.
PEHLIVANOVIC to break 3-3. I nearly said PEHLIVANOVIC then. Got it right the second time, George.
That's okay.
Now then, are you banking this across the side?
No.
Too much traffic to get to the two, right? Nice little safety.
I think he can just tuck this along the 9. I think there's room. Yeah, there is. Just tuck it up behind the 9. But he might make it in the side. Can't get on the 2. But I'd try to tuck it in. Yeah, he's called it.
Well,
Doesn't mean he's playing it, but he's called it. One of the things about calling in 10 ball is you're not necessarily playing the ball. You're just in case.
Oh dear, he didn't think that was possible. He didn't play that.
That's actually a very playable shot. You ever played that?
Off the nose of the pocket?
Yes, yes.
No, I've never played that, but I'm sure you have, George.
I have. I actually played that in a tournament, and I'll tell you where. It was on Cue in San Diego.
Wow.
I was hooked, and that's the only area I could hit a ball with, was right down the rail.
Unbelievable shot, wasn't it? Just a shame you didn't call it. You see, in 9 ball, that would have counted.
Yep.
That's why I dislike 9 ball. It's okay for fun.
You know, one of the things we might see later in this tournament is this young man here, if he continues, or if he can get going here, be a good match to watch PEHLIVANOVIC and Zielinski play. Victor won our Alpha Las Vegas Open, and that would make a great match. They're both 20 years old. I think Victor might be 21. I'm not sure. I don't remember. But 2 great talents from Europe, one from Bosnia, the other one, of course, from Poland.
Yeah, this is nice. Can just draw back, draw back. I've noticed lots of female players arriving at the venue here at the Rio All Suites Hotel and Casino. And don't forget, 30th, it all starts. The Alpha Women's Las Vegas Open, 64 top ladies will be in action, including some juniors as well. Sophia Mast, I've seen. Also, Savannah Easton, little road runner, beep beep.
She was right here next to the arena last night hitting balls.
Yeah.
When we finished our last match. God, that made us sound like players. When we finished our last match. I'm sorry, when we finished commentating our last match. And a big shout out to those in Taiwan. Thank you for joining us. Don't know what the time is over there, but I can see there's a lot of you in the YouTube chat. So hello, welcome, and hope you enjoy watching one of the greatest players from your country and in America and in the world. Ko Ping Chung, World 10 Ball Champion. And by the looks of things, one of the nicest guys in pool.
Yeah, just talking about the juniors in the game. There's a few young great lads coming through as well. Adrian Prasad. And what about Eric Roberts, who's doing very well, and also Payne McBride. I had the pleasure of meeting Payne McBride at the International. And what a nice young lad he is. And he's trained actually by Tyler Steyer from time to time. Nice young lad. So the future's bright for the US. And they're coming into it just at the right time. Lots of great events, George, coming about. And they're all playing in this as well, you know. I believe Payne McBride is in this.
Yes, he is. I saw his name on the bracket because I never did get to see a players list.
So Torsten Holman is actually playing young Eric Roberts at the moment. And the score, 4-3 to Holman. Darren Appleton, 3-2 up against Sharik Saeed from Singapore. Aloysius Yap country, of course. Donnie Mills now gone 5-3 up against John Schmidt. Jonas Salto Comino is level with Matthias Schnigoki, 4-all. And a great battle of the legends here. Mika Immonen against Corey Jewell. Mika Immonen slightly has the upper hand. He's 5-3 up. Breaking off Ko Pin Chung.
And I just got a nice little message saying that Taiwan is 15 hours ahead of us. So it's almost Friday there. No, I'm sorry, almost Wednesday. Today's Wednesday. What's today?
You're right, George.
Today's
it's Tuesday today.
So it's almost Wednesday. So they're up late watching.
Yeah, it's 1:49 in the morning. I just Googled it in Taiwan. So good morning, everyone. Hope you're having a great time watching one of your top class pros.
Nicely done.
Yeah, that was a great shot.
Problem is he's a little straight. Well, I think he's got just enough to come off for the 4. He's gonna see he's so straight. He's looking to come down for play the 4 in the side. Won't go by the 6.
You don't think he can force on and off the rail, George?
That's what I was just thinking.
Yeah,
oh no, he can.
That's
That's a much better
angle.
Campbell angle. He's got plenty.
Wow.
In fact, he went too far. No, he's fine. Well,
yeah, he's okay.
He's going to have to end up either on the far left side by that left-hand side pocket, or come up and choose to shoot the 5 on the other corner.
Wow, listen to this for a latest score. Alex Kazakis has gone 5-0 ahead against Alex Pagulayan. Alex Pagulayan been playing very well of late.
Yes, and he had a good match with Shane in the Alpha Las Vegas Open just last week. Shane prevailed, I believe, in a shootout. Something we don't have in this tournament.
I think I hear Dax Woodward.
One of PEHLIVANOVIC's opponents, Robbie Capito, is in a match. Is he playing the Kaiser?
He is. He's playing Ralph Suquet. Skylar Woodward is 5-4 up now against Daniel Maciel.
So he's actually playing PEHLIVANOVIC's idol.
Wherever you look around this room, there's talent, just as you would expect. No, he's actually playing Victor Zelensky, Robbie Capito, guys.
Oh.
Victor The Alpha Las Vegas Open champion is 3-2 ahead.
Looks like he's going to have to play this in the side pocket. This is a little...
It's a little tricky, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a small pocket from that angle.
It's a nervy one. This to
Oh,
go
from that angle, it looks
4-4.
easy, didn't it?
Well, maybe. not for me, George. There's a bit of difference. And in it goes. So we're all square. Now then, we've been doing some little fun facts throughout the week, and I've found some lovely ones on billiards and pool.
Okay.
So I've got a few here for you.
Okay.
Billiards was the first sport to actually have a world championships, and that was back in 1873.
France?
How old were you then, George?
1873. I can't trace my lineage back that long. I can trace it to the later 1800s, but not in the 73s.
Would you like another one?
Sure.
The first coin-operated billiard table was patented in 1903, and the cost of a game on the first pay-for-play table was 1 penny. How much is it now?
Worthless. Oh, it's $1.
$1?
Yeah.
Here we go then. Hoping to win 60,000 of those lovely dollars. How many pool games could you have for that? Sanjin PEHLIVANOVIC breaking off. We're all square in this second round match of the Predator World 10 Ball Championships 2022.
I love this chat room sometimes. You asked me how old I was in 1873. Somebody mentioned, George was a young man then. All right, guys. I love it.
So, a dry break gives Ko Ping Chung a lovely look at the one ball. How does he get to the two, George? Just draw out a little bit, maybe.
Just come back by where you're
there.
at. Does he have an angle? He doesn't have much of an angle. As I say, he can go around the 7-2 rails and come in on the same line that the cue ball's on now. You know, it comes up so often. Many times you see a shot like this, and the cue ball is in perfect position for your next shot. And so now it's just a matter of getting the cue ball right back to where it's at. He's coming straight back for it. He's come over too far. But he didn't get over the ball, so he's okay. He just needs to avoid the 8 and the side pockets. He's going to track back and forth in just a hair. I mean the slightest hair of right English, so he doesn't. Center English is going to get him right across the top of the 8. So he's got to put a little something on. He's coming way up. Yeah. Oh, and it went in. So that English threw that ball, the cue ball up, but the object ball, he hit it a little thick. And that outside English might have saved him.
I'm sure you've heard of Alison Chang. She has a lot to do with the pool industry. Does some writing as well. Shares a lot of great articles across Facebook. She's actually in Taiwan now. And she said, I can answer that question. It's 1:48 a.m. in the morning.
There you go.
Because she's there.
And
hi, Alison.
Jorit wants to know if we've ever been in Belgium for a pool event. Have you ever been in Belgium?
I've been to Belgium, but not for a pool event. I've been there for a snooker event.
There you go. I have not. The only place I've been in Europe is Spain. 2 times in Spain. The south of Spain and the north of Spain. Basque Country and down in Granada.
What's the matter with the middle Spain then?
I drove through it. Nothing wrong with it.
In good position here then to get his nose in front. I think for the first time, George. You can answer that. You write each rack down.
It's 4-4, yes. What was your question? I'm sorry. I was thinking about something else when you mentioned it.
I've forgotten now.
But they've exchanged punches. They each won a match the first 3 games. Then they each won 2 in a row. And then, of course, Ko won the last game to tie things up. Yeah, but they started out exchanging games. And Ko won 2 in a row. Sanjin came back and won 2 of his own. And then Ko won this last one, and he's well on his way to winning another 2 in a row.
He's not very happy with that shot he's just played.
Well, because he's kind of straight.
Yeah.
No, he's not. He's got just the angle to go 2 rails. He's going to have to follow straight forward 2 rails and land perfectly on this 8 ball. So he can come back for the 9. You'd like to get a little more out of that. It was tough to do. You really had to wind up on that one. Cue ball traveling in reverse. A lot of backspin.
Looking right down into the eyes of Ko Ping Chong. And he moved on that. You see that, George. Got up off the shot, and that's why he missed it. Wow. Well, if he watches this back, there's an indication there of what you did wrong.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a lesson for all you youngsters out there who are just beginning to play. Try and record as much as you can of you playing, and then watch it back, and you can see where you're going right, but also where you're going wrong.
After these 2 balls, we'll go to a break. But the reason he asked about us being in Belgium was that there's a great event by Predator. I saw pictures of the event in Austria. Didn't that look fantastic?
Oh,
that
amazing.
setup looked gorgeous.
Absolutely
so I imagine,
amazing. That was actually in Yasmin and Albin's hometown of Klagenfurt.
Okay, well, I can imagine Belgium was along the same lines. So, yeah, a lot of space between the tables. It's just nice setting.
And it goes. We'll be back after this 10 ball goes in.
And
Can't see him
Sanjin,
missing this, George.
Sanjin with the lead. And the players have arrived back into the arena like gladiators in the Roman days.
Or in the Rocky days.
In the
Against
Rocky days. Yes,
Rocky
right.
Balboa.
That's right. Dolph Lundgren over there. I will crush you.
Actually, if he was a bit bigger, maybe Ko Ping Chong would look a bit like Sylvester Stallone. Same colour hair, at least.
I was going to say, it must be in the hair.
Here we go. Well.
He's made a ball in the break. He has a shot on the 1, but where to? Will it be a safety?
He can cut this back, I think.
Don't believe he will try to cut this back. That's a big cut. That's an awful thin cut. I don't think he's got a butcher knife.
Yeah,
It's not going to happen.
Looks different from here, yeah.
A friend of mine gave me a sushi knife. But the first time I used it, I cut myself twice. But what a knife it is.
Oh, you just sent a shiver through my spine. You reminded me of a time I was opening a can and I opened it and my finger slipped and went right the way down on the open can. That was an ER job.
Yeah, those hurt. Those little cuts like that hurt. He used the 10 ball there to stop his cue ball and assure himself of being behind the 8. When you see safeties like that, they almost always work pretty well. Where the 1 ball ended up, it's a big ball coming off that second rail. So, but you don't know where it's going to go.
Oh,
it's going to leak. But no real shot because I don't think it goes by the 7. So he'll probably roll up on top of the 4 or find something even more.
I think that's the 2, isn't it? Is that the 2?
Is that the 2? That is the 2. I'm sorry. Yeah, the 4 is purple, right? The 2 is blue.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll get it right. I like it when I do commentary with Mark and Tony because they correct me right away, and you guys over there and.
Well, I saved them a job.
Yeah, viewers, it saves you a job. I don't get to your corrections for a while.
Just have a quick update, George. Ralph Souquet has gone 5-2 up against Pedro Botta. Jeremy Sosay's level with Radoslav Babica. And Skylar Woodward now 6-5.
Inside.